Live from Philadelphia, it's the 125th annual Mayflower Kennel Club Dog Show. 3,000 dogs competing for Best in Show. To think that in some countries, these dogs are eaten.
Cookie and I work as a team. We met at this dance.
He didn't want to dance.
I got 2 left feet.
I thought he was kidding.
But I wasn't. I was born with 2 left feet.
Beatrice has been showing signs of depression.
Ever since she saw us having sex. What would you like to say to Beatrice right now?
I'm sorry you had to see that.
I've been a hairdresser about 14 years. And I went to a show. I asked my ex-wife, I said, who's that? She says, that's Scott.
We got top loin, porterhouse, T-bone. We got everything.
So basically, meat.
Leslie and I have an amazing relationship. People say, oh, but he's so much older than you. And you know what? I'm the one having to push him away. We both love soup.
A bloodhound not only has a great nose, but they can talk.
What you doing, bloodhound doggy?
And he's saying, I'm ready. That's when you know he's ready for show.
That goal is that Best in Show ribbon.
Actually, poodle means puddle in German.
You want your busy bee?
Come get your busy bee.
God, Harrison, if she doesn't get her toy, she's gonna flip out!
It's not in here. You left it at the hotel. Go to the hotel and get busy bee!
That's my favorite, the miniature schnauzer. You'd think they'd want to breed them bigger, wouldn't you, like grapefruits or watermelons?
Don't look at the fat losers or freaks. You look at me!
He went after her like she's made out of ham.
And welcome back to the Movie Hero Network. This is Wheel of Movies, episode number 61. And tonight we are discussing Best in Show in honor of the late, great Catherine O'Hara. I am Austin Pazel, and joined, as always, by Richie Goodacre. How's it going, Richie?
Yeah, no, good, going well. Yeah, that was, I only like recently rewatched it a couple hours ago, but I thoroughly enjoyed that trailer. I'm like, oh yeah, that bit was funny. Oh, that bit was pretty funny. Oh yeah, I remember that bit. That was funny. Yeah, so yeah, no, this is a delightful rewatch. I haven't rewatched it in quite a while, but yes, this was fun. So I'm glad.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, I'm in a similar boat, but yeah, we'll get into it here in just a second. Yeah, but we are covering Best in Show, as I said, in honor of the late, great Catherine O'Hara. Unfortunately, another tribute episode here on Wheel of Movies, but hey, it's the platform where we can do full discussions and full reviews and things like that. So we're happy to do so. Yeah, Catherine O'Hara, a great comedic actress. Who I think most people would mostly know from things like Beetlejuice and Home Alone and whatnot. But Richie and I were like, everybody's going to be covering that and putting that in the articles and the video tributes or something. Let's go off the beaten path a little bit. A movie I knew I liked. I just hadn't hadn't watched it like in full in a long time. And I'm glad we're covering Best in Show. But yeah, what's your history with Catherine O'Hara, Richie, or your kind of background?
Well, yeah, like I first watched her in Home Alone. Because Home Alone was a classic in the household every Christmas. So I've known her, I've seen her just as the mom for the longest time. And then, yeah, I mean, I watched Beetlejuice a lot sort of later in life. I probably watched it like when my sort of late teens came to it, a bit late compared to other people I knew. And but she's really, really good in that. She's really good in the sequel. So yeah, I sort of mainly know for those two roles, but also and I watched Best in Show for the first time maybe 7-8 years ago. And then it kind of I think it kind of it pushed me to kind of look at other filmography. So that's when I kind of checked out sort of After Hours and then a few things like that. But yeah, I forgot how funny this movie is.
Yeah, no, 100%. And no, I mean, I'm like you. I think most people, kind of grew up knowing her as the mom from the Home Alone films and from Beetlejuice and whatnot. And yeah, and then I would see her in stuff that I would watch later, like Orange County. She's very funny in that movie as Colin Hanks' mom. Yeah, and After Hours, and see her popping up, different things. And then I got into I bought some DVD sets actually at a thrift store of SCTV. I don't know how familiar you are with SCTV, Richie, at all.
I know of its existence. I don't know what I don't think I've seen an episode or anything.
You
like
can
that.
see if you watch the John Candy documentary that came out, the I Like Me documentary. They show quite a bit of SCTV because he started on there. For those who don't know, it's basically like Canadian SNL. It was kind of in the early '80s, but a lot of really great comedians that we know and love today, and a lot of things like that. So John Candy was on there, Catherine O'Hara was on there, Eugene Levy was on there, Martin Short, Rick Moranis, Dave Thomas, really eclectic, cast of people that went on to have great careers. And so if you look at this movie, there are a lot of SCTV alumni, and it's fun that Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy are kind of a couple in this movie because they grew up, or they not really grew up, but they started in an improv troupe together called Second City. So up in, I believe, Toronto or something like that. They talk a little bit about that in the documentary. So, and it makes sense when you know that, and I'll get into it. A lot of this movie was improvised, and they know how to do improv together because they were at an improv troupe together. A lot of these actors very familiar with each other. So, but yeah, we'll get into it because I had seen it in full like a long time ago, and then it seems like every time it would come on cable or something, Richie, I would always pop in like during the dog show stuff, and I'd kind of forgotten about the early stuff in the movie, where we're meeting the characters. I would kind of cut in, and it'd be like the Fred Willard, stuff like the actual dog show, which was always my favorite stuff in the movie. Fred Willard is awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking like
he's amazing.
If we would have probably already done this show had we been doing the show when Fred Willard passed away.
Oh my God, 100%.
This is the movie we'd probably be doing because he's never been funnier than in this movie.
This is a highlight of his career, and yeah, if you haven't seen this is the epitome of like his style of delivery of lines, like, and it's like the lines themselves and the jokes aren't even like the funniest thing. It's just the way he delivers them, and he's so sincere in his delivery. It's so great. We'll talk about it, and his bouncing off of his partner. So, yeah, we'll get into all that when we kind of kick the movie off. So, get a few facts out of the way, and then we'll jump into it. September 29th, 2000, Best in Show, directed by Christopher Guest, who is also in the movie. He plays Harlan Pepper. Yeah. Yeah, Bloodhounds are just wonderful dogs. I tell you what, just absolutely wonderful. Yeah, he's so great. How familiar are you with Christopher Guest? I haven't seen a lot of his personal movies. I know I've seen at some point. I don't remember a lot about it. I saw a Prairie Home Companion at some point. I don't remember a lot about it. So I may be due for a rewatch because I know Catherine Harris in that. So I probably should watch it again because she's in there. I haven't seen Waiting for Guffman. I've seen clips of Waiting for Guffman. I played some on tournament fights and whatnot, but it looked intriguing. I need to see it. But yeah, his sort of mockumentary style, things like that.
I really need to check out his other filmography, like because I do like the mockumentary style, and when I've seen it, and others do it. But I know he's like kind of one of the sort of OGs of that. So, I want to see, even when like one of his later ones that came on Netflix that I don't know, like I didn't see mascots, but I like the idea of, I like the concept of it. And then like For Your Consideration.
Yeah. I need to see that one because it's about like award shows and people submitting stuff. So that sounds fun. I need to watch that. Yeah.
Mighty Wind, I think, as well as another one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to sort of. I would like to. This sort of maybe push me to do a deep dive into his filmography because so I do like that kind of mockumentary style. It's I think it's underrated style of comedy.
For sure. Yeah, we don't get enough of them. So get some bits of this movie. Budget of $10 million, box office of $20 million. So, might have at least broken even. And then I think it did well in cable and whatnot at rentals. The movie, like I said, was largely improvised. The actual working script was only about 16 pages long, mostly just the situational stuff, kind of the different situations. And then Christopher Guest let all these great, comedians and actors kind of improv through their characters. He shot a ton of footage. He ended up having like 60 hours of footage to pick through, of all these kind of situations. But obviously, they're pros in this movie, so it ended up being some really good material. So we'll talk more about that as we kind of get into the individual movie. The really fun thing about this one is, Richie, they had to put on an actual dog show for this movie because nobody would let them film at a real dog show or use the audience or use any of the stuff. So they had to literally set up their own like venue, set it up to make it look exactly like a dog show. They had to bring in trainers. They had to bring in real judges, real like dog handlers and all kinds of stuff, and real show dogs. The dogs in this in the movie are real like dog show dogs essentially, and real ones who had won competitions and whatnot, and they had to do that so that the actors, when they would kind of guide the dogs around and do the things, the dogs were familiar with the routines and whatnot, and also wouldn't bark excessively and things like that. So they were real trained show dogs, but they said that they had to literally do the thing completely from scratch, like they were putting on a real dog show. So it's really fascinating. But this movie then led to NBC over here in the States, at least, Richie. I don't know if it's for y'all, but they, since 2002, shortly after this movie came out, began showing the Westminster Dog Show every year on Thanksgiving to this day.
Well, I only know about it because sometimes W Raw would get preempted because of the dog show.
Because of the dog show, yeah, and that's what the different ones throughout the year. But there's one big one they do on Thanksgiving every year in New York, and I believe at Madison Square Garden. It's one of the big ones, and yeah, they show it every Thanksgiving after the Macy's Day Parade. So that's kind of a Thanksgiving tradition. But it started because of this movie. Essentially, this movie started getting popular on cable, and they decided to show the actual real dog shows. So that's kind of cool to come out of that one. They had to. Yeah,
interesting because that it spun, like it made dog shows popular because it is kind of making fun of them and showing the pretentiousness of dog shows.
Right. But I mean, at the same time, maybe people were fascinated by the process, and things like that. So, it's making fun of it, but I think it's also still, at least a tribute somewhat to these kind of this culture, you know what I mean, to a little bit. So the characters are wacky, but the dogs don't know that. Essentially, they're just doing their thing, competing. But real dogs, real show people involved. They had to bring in a bunch of extras. A couple other side notes. Parker Posey got real braces for this movie, just for this movie. Real braces put on.
How do you convince them? A dentist that just like, hey, my teeth are fine, but I need the brace. I need
the braces for like a month to do this movie, yeah, and then we'll take them back off. But I mean, she's a real pro. She put real braces on and committed to it. So good on her. Jim Piddock, the British actor, the guy who's the play-by-play guy for the dog show. He did a ton of research, before the movie on the actual dogs and whatnot, so he could sound, very professional, and so much so that people thought he was like a real dog expert. Fred Willard, on the other hand, deliberately did not do any research, and when he did his stuff, and then when they went to film their scenes were also very much kind of improvised. Jim brought in a bunch of notes on the dog so he could again sound very professional. Fred just was off the fly, and the crazy thing about it is Jim only had a day to shoot this stuff. He had to go to another shoot, so Fred Willard also only had a day to film all of his stuff, and he nailed it that day, which is insane that he nailed all these great lines and all these great little bits in one day. Just a total pro, a total genius. He's great.
I would shoot it with one day with because I don't know if I'd be, just because of I probably have to do multiple numerous takes because I probably just piss myself laughing.
Yeah. And I think you could almost see him break a few times, kind of smirking and whatnot. And he has to, kudos to Jim Piddock, for keeping a straight face and playing it very straight. He's great. And we'll talk about their chemistry and stuff in there. So, that's most of the notes I have. I mean, again, the most interesting thing was kind of the way they had to set up a real dog show kind of and do the whole thing from scratch, and how the movie was mostly improvised. So, that's pretty cool when you know about that.
The only notes I have, this is just a fun fact for me. We did there's two actors in this movie that were also in Nothing to Lose, which we did, which is obviously Michael McKean, but also Patrick Crenshaw, who's like the old man of
Oh yeah, the old guy who doesn't say a word at all. Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't really, he's the guy that they had Nothing to Lose with. The Martin Lawrence and Tim Robbins rob in that convenience store. Because who was scariest? You
Yeah.
were scary.
That actor, by the way, plays Old Blue in Old School, the Will Ferrell movie. He's the "You're my boy Blue," thing. The guy who does like the mud wrestling and whatnot. So, so he got a little resurgence around this time. In his actor, he was a character actor for forever, and then got a few comedic roles around this time. So, good on him. A few things. Got the box office. What else was at your multiplex in September 2000? A real mixed bag here, I would say. Stuff you've heard of, but a real mixed bag of movies. I'll say, Richie, here. In this month, your number one top grosser, Bring It On, around this time. The Kristen.
I rewatched that. I can't remember if that's actually a good movie or if I just liked it because I was coming into puberty and they're really hot.
Right. Yeah, you'll have to. Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. I haven't sat down and watched it in full in a long time. We were watching not another teen movie, and they do some Bring It On bits in that movie. But
we're white. We're definitely not.
White. We're white. We're not black. Yeah, it's very funny. So I got that. I got The Watcher, which I forgot existed. The Keanu Reeves thriller. Do you remember this?
Marissa Tomei. Marissa Tomei's in it too. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I rented it, and I don't remember almost a damn thing about it other than Keanu had like a long haircut. That was about it.
He's a villain, and
yeah. Didn't quite work. We like Keanu too much. Don't play a villain. We like you.
I will say, speaking of Keanu, I don't know if you know, they announced today on the PlayStation State of Play there's going to be a John Wick video game. That time. Again, it's going to be real.
Hopefully they get it right. That's all I'll say. That's gonna be something. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, to see how that works. Number 3, a movie I rewatched again recently, The Cell with the
Jennifer
Lopez. Yeah, and Vincent D'Onofrio. So yeah, it's not bad. Got some cool imagery, some really interesting stuff in there. Not a bad rewatch. Recently, Nurse Betty. The Chris Rock, Danny DeVito. So a little kind of forgettable comedy there. Space Cowboys, the Clint Eastwood, Tommy Lee Jones space movie. Got What Lies Beneath.
Movie with Harrison Ford. I remember being like freaked out within the first few seconds because I think she's in the bath and sparks come out of the head. You're like, oh god!
Don't electrocute her in the bathtub. Yeah. Remember the Titans came out the same day as this movie, so remember the Titans hitting theaters. So a movie that's still pretty beloved to this day. The Art of War, a Wesley Snipes movie that I forgot existed around this time.
I remember the cover.
Yeah, I saw the cover a lot in like Blockbuster, and I don't know if I ever actually sat down and watched it. I don't think I did. Almost Famous, the Cameron Crowe movie, so a favorite of people here in this community. And then the stand-up film, The Original Kings of Comedy. Richie, remember the thing with Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer, Bernie Mac, Dale Hughley? Yeah, so in theaters around this time as well. So there you go. So I think the best way to approach this movie, Richie, is what we've done a couple times on this show, is not so much to go like through the plot, because again, there's not much plot to this movie. I think it's better to just go character by character, and the different character pairs and the people, essentially, and kind of go through their arcs and some of their scenes, if you'd agree with that. Because I think that's the best way to approach it, because the plot of the movie is there's a different group of people, they're all entering a dog show, and they're all trying to get best in show. That's the plot.
There's people with their own kind of zany personalities, and they all want to win the dog show, and they're all weird in their own way.
Yes. No, I mean, there's not much to the actual thing. So let's go through the actual the couples and the individuals and whatnot, and we'll just kind of talk about them piece by piece. So we could start with Jerry and Cookie Fleck, which is of course the late great Catherine O'Hara plays Cookie, and then her husband played by Eugene Levy, who has this like goofy, he's wearing like fake teeth in the movie. So he kind of talks, he's got a kind of a denture thing going on, I was quite the Casanova in my day. And he's just kind of this weird, kind of loser-ish kind of guy. And yeah, their dynamic is that they're married now, but it seems like Cookie had sex or slept with just about everybody she ever ran into throughout her life.
She's a bit of a whore that slept with half the town, and she keeps bumping into people that she's
had sex with years ago.
Not subtle about it.
No, everybody that sees her is just like, oh, hey,
yeah, and I feel like Eugene Levy, but basically, he basically plays Jim's dad. But if Jim's dad was kind of a loser and was lying about how much of a sex symbol, I believe that when if he was a party goer back in the day, I think this character would kind of tell you he was, but he's not.
No, he's not. He's trying to like bounce off of her energy. There was a funny bit where he's like, I know she slept with 10 20 guys at the school, and she goes hundreds, and he goes okay. His reaction is very funny, and he tries to bounce off of that by being like, I was quite the ladies' man back in the day, and he's clearly just not. It's great. But yeah, that's kind of their dynamic, is that throughout the movie, every place they go, they keep running into people that she has slept with. And one of the best sequences is when they go to meet like an old friend of hers on the way, and it's Larry Miller, another great character actor who's in a million things. And they start kind of getting the Google eyes for each other, or at least Larry Miller is for sure. Like while they're eating, literally blatantly while they're eating, he's just like winking at her, and he's like just making goofy faces and like trying to seduce her, like right in front of Eugene Levy. Yes, he's watching.
Well, I like the end when they're recording the album, and he's like, oh hey, remember that line? Was it for me? Something about pants down. Was it pants? Something about like, oh, you put like pull me like, oh, you caught me my pants down. Or something. It was something like very obvious, and then it's like, oh yeah, and then it's like, oh yeah, oh it looks like looks like you've grown since then. It's like, yeah, that's not the only thing that's grown. And he's like,
and he's also dealing with his like rambunctious kid, Larry Miller is, who like takes the dog up on the roof and holds it hostage, and he brags that he's like the hostage, he's the hostage negotiator. He's like, get your ass down here right now.
Yeah, I'll fucking poke your eyes out.
I'll rip both your damn eyes out. Get your ass down here.
He's like, they're like, oh, you're a hostage negotiator. So how many lines do you say? Oh, they all jump.
Every single one of them. None, not a single one.
They all jump. We had this one that was brutal. You got like this one that like caught on a gargoyle statue, and then just like and just sort of, and then just ripped them apart. It was.
No, it's great. And then again, when it's mostly improvised, it's so awesome. Yeah, just the way they bounce off of each other is really, really great. And then, one of their bits later is that they get to the hotel that everybody's staying at. They forgot to pay the credit card bill, so they can't charge the room to the credit card. So the manager offers that they can stay in like the storage closet with all the cleaning supplies in there. And the manager has a funny bit where he's talking about all the different cleaning supplies they have and how they clean the different rooms. And it's a nod, by the way, it's a subtle nod to Spinal Tap. He talks about a rock band that was like sacrificing goats in the room and stuff like that. It's a Spinal Tap reference. If you didn't catch it, because Christopher Guest is in Spinal Tap. And he co-wrote it as well. So
do you take traveler's checks? And she's like, do you have traveler's checks? He goes, no.
Do you have any? No. Yeah. The bit you saw in the trailer is funny where he's like, we learned how to dance and it seemed like he had two left feet and you look down and he literally has two left feet. That points to the left, point to the left, and Fred Willard even points it out on commentary when he comes out later because Eugene Levy has to take over when she like rolls her ankle and he's walking and he's like, why that guy? Oh, what's wrong with his feet? What's going on? I didn't think I noticed that. It's got two left feet.
And Jim Packard goes, I never thought I'd say this, but like in this broadcast, but you're absolutely right.
You're absolutely right. That's very funny. They have a lot of fun and they have really great chemistry with each other. You've got, and their dog's name is Winky, by the way. Winky, little terrier Winky. The opening scene actually is with you got Meg and Hamilton Swan, and it's Parker Posey with her braces, and you got I believe it's Michael Hitchcock, and this couple, and the opening of the movie, it's a little bit of kind of a misdirection because they're talking about how Beatrice walked in on them having sex or something like that, and of course you're made to think oh, is it a daughter or a niece or something like that, or or even a their parent, somebody like that, and it's just the dog. The dog was in the room while they were doing Kama Sutra, and they're at a therapist they think that like they're always neurotic about their dog's emotions, and whatnot, and trying to control it. And they're very on edge the whole movie. They have a good dynamic.
And then it's just like they're parroting those people who definitely treat the dog like a human.
Mm-hmm.
They're very probably overly concerned with the dog's emotional needs. And they're in the they're in the they go to the airport, and then he's like, oh, did you and then like that guy comes up, and then the dog barks like, what did you do?
You provoked her. What's wrong with you? And they're like apologizing to the dog, be like, are you okay? Are you emotionally okay? Are you traumatized? Like they're just trying to like console the dog, and constantly the dog likes this bumblebee toy. It's a little bumblebee squeaky toy that gets lost later, and causes kind of a situation that he saw in the trailer.
The hotel, you
go to the hotel. Go get the damn bee right now.
And then she's in this like, I guess it's like a kind of a pet store. I guess it's a pet store, but it's got like
it's a pet store, yeah.
It's a pet store. It's like, I just want to be, and I don't. It was like, well, we got that. It's a fish. I want to be.
That's a dog dressed like a bee, or that's a whatever dressed.
It's a bit dressed like a bee. It's like, I'll just take this. That's the least looking bee thing we've got here. Just where did you get this? You've been gone half an hour and you got this.
No, they're just constantly at each other's throats, and they're trying their best to kind of get it together, for their actual for the thing. But it's their dog's Beatrice, that they enter.
I think they're because they're so emotionally caught up with their dog's emotions that they kind of, everything else goes by the wayside. The whole before they have that argument at the airport, that they realize they forgot was it the passports or something? It's like, did you get it? No, it's in your pocket. Oh no, it's in your because that's totally disorganized because I'm just thinking about the dog all the time.
It's all the dog stuff, constantly, 24/7. They have a fun dynamic. They're just these total yuppies, just obsessed with the dog. You got Harlan Pepper, who you put in your name tonight. It's played by Christopher Guest, and then he has a bloodhound. He kind of he's like kind of a backwoods redneck. He owns like a bait and tackle shop, for fishing, kind of in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, and he's got a bloodhound named Hubert, Hubert the bloodhound, and yeah, he's just constantly talking about how these bloodhounds are real low dogs. I tell you, boy, it come from a long line of bloodhounds. Me and my daddy raised bloodhounds. My grandpappy raised bloodhounds. We all raised bloodhounds. You need him to pick up a trail, he'll be the most loyal dog you'll ever have. It's great.
Yeah. It's sort of just like rave on about everything. It's like, yeah, when I was my favorite scene, because I know how improvised it was. You could tell he just didn't know much about it. About this, he is like, when I was a kid, I was obsessed with nuts, and and you would drive my mama crazy, and I would be like, just naming nuts to lived in pine nut, and so I was like, oh yeah, cashew nut, pistachio nut,
Peanut, hazelnut, got macadamia.
Nut. But yeah, like you can tell
it's similar to the Bubba like Forrest Gump scene where he's naming all the shrimp. He's just doing different types of nuts, essentially.
Yeah, you can tell he improvised. He probably didn't know any nuts. It's just like, oh,
yeah.
And then old Hubert here would say something, and it would sound like, it would sound, and sometimes that would sound like macadamia nut.
Well, he talks to me. Yeah, he talks to me. So he says different things to me. When he's laying around. But he's a good dog. You can tell. Yeah, he's just having a good time playing this goofy, backwoods redneck.
I guess he's trying to be an entertainer too. He's like a ventriloquist.
He's trying to be a ventriloquist at the same time, singing like country songs in a ventriloquist act. Yeah, but the dummy sounds exactly like him. Obviously, he's not even trying to mask the voice. It'll be like, down the country road, down the country road, down the country. Like it's the exact same thing.
One of the people he works with at the tech shop, or one of his friends, I know, is Will Sasso.
Yeah, Will Sasso is one of the other like friends or workers at the bait shop or whatever. Yeah, kind of this is around the time I'm at TV, so I guess it makes sense. So yeah, we got Sherry Ann Cabot, who's married to Leslie Cabot, and it's a very like gold digger, trophy wife situation
type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's like she's the trophy wife. It's Jennifer Coolidge, by the way, who's great. She's a lot of fun. And yeah, like you said, it's the actor's name is Patrick Crenshaw.
Patrick Crenshaw, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's just got this blank look on his face the whole time. He can like barely talk. He's probably has dementia or something. Yeah, she's trying to sell the relationship of just like, oh no, yeah, he's the one who likes. Yeah, we like soup. We like reading. We're very comfortable in silence because they don't talk to each other. We like snow peas. Just trying to come up with anything at all that they have in common. Obviously, they don't. But yeah, I had forgotten. They have a kind of a high end. Trainer, and it's Christy Cummings, played by who I forgot was in this movie, Jane Lynch, one of her movies.
First breakout roles, really. I know, like to me, her like big breakout is probably 40-Year-Old Virgin, but yeah, like it's probably, I think one of the bigger, the first big roles is in this, because one of the weirdest Christmas gifts I got was like Jane Lynch's autobiography. I don't know why. I guess like I had rented out a few movies with Jane Lynch, and they just like, oh yeah, Mum's like, oh, you're a Jane Lynch fan. I'm like, I like her, but I'm just like, I wouldn't go to go to be like, oh, she's my favorite actress or that, but yeah, it's cool. But yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, this was one of her like kind of like first sort of big kind of roles. But yeah, and she's fun with their kind of. Definitely.
Yeah, she's also in A Mighty Wind. Yeah, I really need to watch that one as well because it has like a lot of the same cast. Mighty Wind. So I need to go back and watch that one because I'm looking at the cast of A Mighty Wind, the other Christopher Guest movie. It's Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy, Harry Shearer, Michael McKean, Jane Lynch, Parker Posey, Fred Willard, Bob Balaban, Jennifer Coolidge. It's all the exact same. Jim Pettick. It's all the same people. Like with Larry Miller, it's all the exact same cast. So I need to go watch that because it's like a mockumentary about music. So I need to check that out.
Yeah. She plays a trainer, and they're like they hold do the thing where like they're totally not like lesbians, but or she's into Julie Coolidge is into her, or I don't know. There's that thing where I don't know. Like, are they?
I think Jane Lynch is kind of into her, but she doesn't know if she's into her, like vice versa. They've got like a dynamic, but they've never acted on it. Essentially, they kind of finally do when they win like the first round of competition, and
John Michael Higgins and Michael Bakita watching TV, and they start, and then they start making out like whoa.
Yeah, they fall over each other making out. But yeah, they have this like this poodle, that's very primed up poodle, and I guess they're already like a 2-time champion or 2-time best in show, something like that. They're going for like a third one. So yeah, the whole thing is that she does most of the work. She Jennifer Coolidge just kind of stands around and she just goes with her and doesn't do anything. Jane Lynch kind of does everything, but yeah, they're going for a different one. You got the gay couple, Scott and Stefan, who were played by Michael McKean, and I'm trying to look at the partner.
John Michael Higgins,
John Michael Higgins, yeah. So, they play like kind of a gay couple. Michael Keene's a little older. One's a hairdresser, of course, things like that.
I have a theory that John Michael Higgins does such a good job playing a gay guy here that he's just typecast for his career. He's always playing like a gay guy or someone who's like is at least lightly implied he's gay. or very feminine. So,
yeah. I know. I was going to look up his filmography and see if that was true, because after this, I mean, he's in A Mighty Wind as well, of course. He's in, let's see, Fun with Dick and Jane. He's in For Your Consideration, Evan Almighty, Fred Claus, Walk Hard, which we covered on here, Yes Man, The Ugly Truth. My God, he works a lot. He works a ton. Pitch Perfect, Best Man Holiday. He's been in like a million movies. He's been in a ton of stuff. Yeah,
but he's so he looks like he just came straight off the set of the Birdcage or something.
Yeah, no, because he's very like flamboyant. They have these Shih Tzu dogs that have like the crazy haircuts and the bows in their hairs, and just all these like this wild thing. And he dresses just as crazy as the dog does, especially in the final, final like best in show walk. He's in this like crazy outfit with like a puffy shirt and all kinds of this velvet. He's like dressed in velvet for the final shot. They have a nice dynamic. They're always kind of watching other people and making like pithy comments and talking about their own relationship and whatnot. And you can tell a lot of their scenes are improvised, like the hotel scene especially, where they're just watching the rest of the show and just they're people watching, essentially just kind of cracking on everybody, and then the other dogs and whatnot. So yeah, I mean they have a fun dynamic for what it is, but they're friendly to everybody except for Jennifer Coolidge, because they know she's just like a rich lady, using everybody else's money to win the competition, essentially.
At one point, but while everyone else is sort of like gearing, kind of prepping for the dog show or competing in the dog show, she's like at the concession stand eating fucking popcorn.
Yeah. It's like a butter, half salted. Normally I don't really pig out a lot, but I get nervous and I start eating. And she's just shoving popcorn in her face the entire time.
You heard Chloe Fireman from SNL's impression of her. It's great.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande does a good impression of her as well.
Right. And then we get to, and they don't come into the movie till about 50 minutes in until the dog show starts. But for my money, I mean, as great as like Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy and some of these comedians are, man, this Jim Pittick, Fred Willard team of doing the dog show commentary is the greatest. It's the best. It's so fun. I could watch this section of the movie over and over again. Because you have Jim Pittick playing. I think his name is it's like Travis or something. Trevor. Trevor. He's playing Trevor Beckwith, and Fred Willard's playing Buck Laughlin. And apparently, what this I saw something this was based on. There was a dog show commentary crew where one of the color commentary guy, like the Fred Willard part, was played by like a baseball announcer, and he knew nothing about dogs. I forget the guy's name, but I read something about that. And so they kind of played with that idea that you have the one guy who knows, everything about the dogs, and he's a pro, and he knows everything, and the Fred Willard just knows nothing, and he's just there.
Well, he was doing sports analogies as well, like to World Series baseball and shit like that. So
yeah, like when they had like Dennis Miller doing Monday Night Football, things like that, just for no reason. Yeah. So they come into this movie, and Fred Willard is just saying the most ridiculous nonsense back and forth to Jim, and Jim has to play it off like he's not just completely disgusted with him the entire time, that he's like paired with this guy who doesn't know anything. He's going off and just being like, they bring the bloodhound out, and he's like, it'd be great if they put like a Sherlock Holmes hat and a pipe, in his mouth. I think it'd really he's always trying to get the crowd going. I think it'd really get the crowd going, and really play with the audience here. And Jim has to just be like, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. He's completely no-sells him every time. Rich, to use a wrestling reference, just constantly no-selling him on commentary.
What if I was thinking about maybe, what if like, like I had this thought, maybe it's like in a tub, right? And he was like in a tub or a bath with like he was pitching like a photo shoot or something. He's like, I don't know, you could call it doggy style. I don't know. I'm just sort of
doggy style. I'm just throwing ideas out there, and just just completely no sell.
Do you reckon like you have like a Chinese dog, a German dog, like your French dog? Do you reckon they bark in that accent, or
they bark in their own language? I mean, do they understand all this stuff? And they're bringing another dogs. He just randomly at one point just goes like, it's a shame that in some countries they eat these dogs. He's just throwing out the most random stuff out there. He throws out something where one of the judges is like probing the dog and looking all over, and he goes like, I really want to be poked and prodded like that, like a rectal exam and things like that. Jim's like, yeah, you said that last year. He's just completely like just shoots it down, and they're doing the running thing, and he's just like, yeah, that's what most ladies do to me. They're just running, or they see me and they just run the other direction. They just run away.
And we've got we've got this Judge Eddie. Her name's Edie. Oh yeah. Oh, you're right. That's a woman.
He's throwing out like football, and he's just like, now out of these dogs, which one would be your tight end, which one would be your wide receiver, which one would be your quarterback, Jim? What do you think? He's just throwing random shit out there. It's so great. Dude, I could go through like almost all the quotes that he does. He's so funny. Like every time they cut to him, it's just the silliest stuff, and he's just going on and on and on and on. And yeah, Trevor has to pretend like he's just rolling along with it. He's always asking Trevor, by the way, about like, do the dogs are they aware of what's going on here? Do you think they know they're fighting for the trophy here? Yeah. Well, and he has to be like, oh, I'd imagine they know it's a stressful situation and they're competing for something, but he just doesn't know quite how to answer him. And yeah, again, when they filmed all this stuff in like a day, it just makes it even better that they just nailed it. They just absolutely nailed it. It's the best part of the movie. So
I reckon Jason Bateman got some inspiration from this for his dodgeball commentary before, which as well, like
right, with him and Gary Cole, in dodgeball.
It's like because his dynamic is great too, but he's got some of the same sort of just ignorant delivery of a guy who doesn't know what he's talking like that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. So that's what
I was reading some of the quotes from Fred Willard. It says, I went to one of those obedience classes once, and it was all going really well until they spilled hot wax on my private parts. It's just He goes, look at that trophy. I've taken sponge baths in smaller bowls than that thing right there.
Yeah. Oh, look at. Oh, look at when the dog starts barking at the lady. Oh, well, look at her. She's not here like she's a piece of ham.
Yeah. It's just, God, dude, it's so funny. Like he's the greatest, and you can see why he also got like, because he had been on TV and in different movies for a long time, but he had never really had a big breakout either. And I think he does. I think this is definitely like a big breakout for him because he's in like Anchorman, not long ago, doing the same type of thing. They're always doing the bit in that one where he's on the phone talking to like the nun or the priest or something like that, in the end of the conversation. Well, I don't really know how he got into German pornography, things like that, just the random stuff that he probably improvised, in that one. Yeah, I mean, because he'd been working since the 70s. He'd done a bunch of TV, a bunch of sketch comedy and whatnot. But yeah, he does this movie. He's in How High. He's in A Mighty Wind as well. And then 2004, he has a huge breakout. He's in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. He's in Anchorman. He's in 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. He's in like Date Movie and Monster House for Your Consideration. He's the voice in Wall-E, if you remember, like the CEO of the company. I mean, he just starts popping up in everything. And then he passed away, unfortunately, in 2020. So, hell of a talent, that Fred Willard, man. He's amazing. He's so good.
Yeah. Sounds like, I don't think he ever got like a lead role or anything, but
no, he was just always kind of the comedic side character. Yeah, he never really had like a big leading role, but I need to go watch more of him because he's great. But yeah, so they go through the dog show, and then Eugene Levy at one point has to take over for Catherine O'Hara because she kind of like rolls her ankle on the things, and then eventually. The Winky wins the Best in Show eventually. Of course they all win their individual groups. They all come together, and Winky's the eventual winner. So Eugene Levy's very happy. And then we get like a follow-up segment on pretty much all the characters. And that's when you get Cookie and Jerry doing like the Terrier songs. They made like a cassette of Terrier songs.
We've become celebrities since we won it, and they're like, they hit to this album, and they're obviously terrible singers, but like, but sing it horribly. But that's when the record producer or whoever recognizes Cookie because obviously another guy. He's like,
Christy and Sherry eventually get into a full-on relationship, and then it says they make the cover of American Bitch. It's a magazine for lesbian dog owners. So that's very funny. We don't see what happens to the husband. I'm assuming he just died. I'm sure.
He was very. I mean, he's I know, Patrick Crenshaw, but I think he it was cool that he had that late resurgence. So I think he passed in 2005.
He passed in 2005, but he'd been working since the 60s. I mean, he's in like Bonnie and Clyde, he's in a bunch of stuff. But he comes back. He's in Best in Show. He's in Bubble Boy. He's in Old School, My Boss's Daughter. He's in Herbie Fully Loaded. But he worked on TV. Like he was on every. I'm looking at his Wikipedia on like basically every sitcom from the 60s and 70s, every single one of them. He did a guest spot. So, just one of those character actors because he had kind of a unique look to him. But he got a little resurgence here, kind of the early 2000s, with a couple of comedic movies. And then Harlan Pepper gets a chance to do like a honky tonk ventriloquist show in front of about 5 people at a venue, and
very bemused, sort of old veterans.
And like he's at like a VFW hall, and he's doing like really bad lasso like rope tricks while he's doing his honky tonk songs and his ventriloquism. It's a terrible show. Just Stefan and Scott, they put out a calendar with their Shih Tzu dogs, and they're in the middle of classic scenes from old movies like Casablanca and Gone with the Wind. Yeah,
they're arguing like Michael McCune wants to donate the proceeds to charity. He's like, no, fuck him. It's like,
yeah.
no, let's keep the money through that.
And then Meg and Hamilton, the yuppie couple, the Parker Posey couple, they're talking about how their dog enjoys watching them now, things like that. And it turns out it's not Beatrice anymore. They got rid of Beatrice and got a pug named Kipper, who they claim enjoys watching them make love when they do it.
Yeah, they called Beatrice selfish enough, so they gave it away and then got a pug, or like a pug thing. Yeah. And who's like he looked down and he's humping the therapist.
Yeah, he's humping the therapist's leg, violently humping his leg. So I mean, again, not a lot of plot to this movie. It's just a lot of different. You can tell just these improvised kind of setup sequences, with here's the couple doing this, here's the that's this person doing that. But yeah, it's a very breezy movie. Yeah, it's like 90 minutes. And yeah, man, I had forgotten how funny the early stuff in the movie is with like the setups of like the Cookie character and things like that, and Harlan, kind of all their intros and as they're kind of all on the way to the dog show. And my God, when it gets to the dog show and you add Fred Willard in there, this movie's awesome. It's so good. I will say, I forgot to mention, in the Wikipedia, it listed all these different lists that this movie eventually ended up making of like best comedies of the 2000s or the 21st century. Rolling Stone, Variety, a whole bunch of different publications put it in like their top 50 or their top 100 best comedies of the 2000s. So one of them was even at number one. I saw something like that. I'd have to see which one that one was, but 57 on New York Times list. Rolling Stone, comedies of the 21st century, number one. They put Best in Show. Yeah. So that's certainly something, given how many great comedies came out in the 2000s. For sure.
Definitely hang your hat on, that's definitely a big coup for. I also forget, by the way. I mean, it's got nothing to do with anything. I just forget that Christopher Guest is the husband of Jamie Lee Curtis. I forget that.
Oh, are they married for real? Oh, interesting.
I forget. Yeah. But
I did not know that. But that's interesting.
Yeah.
Good for him. Well, they've been married since 1984. Wow. Married a long time. That's awesome. Okay.
But but usually these celebrity marriages don't last, so they made it last, so good for them.
Hey, good for them. Hey, so I guess they're happy.
I don't know, like, what's the most recent thing? Was it the Mascots movie? Because I feel like I haven't seen him in a while.
As far as directing, he's still been acting. He does a lot of little bit parts, acting or writing. He kind of bounces around from different things, because if you look at his Wikipedia, sometimes these Wikipedias will have like a green and red thing. It's green if they did that role and red if they didn't. So he's got 4 different things. It says actor, screenwriter, director, producer. So some of these he's just an actor in, and then some of them like he co-wrote, like, for instance, like Spinal Tap, he acts in it, and he also co-wrote it with Rob Reiner. So like that's one thing. But yeah, you get into some of his other things, like he's an actor in some of Rob Reiner stuff. He's an actor in The Princess Bride. He's briefly in A Few Good Men.
We did a movie with him, A Few Good Men. He's in.
He's actually in there. Like I say, his when he was first directing, he directed, I think, A Likely Stories Volume 1. I don't know what that is. It's an anthology kind of thing. But his first actual movie is a movie called The Big Picture. its directorial debut with Kevin Bacon. You're Just Waiting for Guffman, which is a mockumentary. I need to watch that whole thing because it's also got Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy and Fred Willard, literally all the same people. Fred Willard, Bob Balaban, Parker Posey, it's all the exact same people. So that's what's fun is he literally just uses the same cast for everybody and just adds a few people here and there. I need to see that one because I saw some clips of it. It would look very funny. I definitely need to see A Mighty Wind. Same thing, kind of a mockumentary about just this music group. It looks funny. He did For Your Consideration, which again is kind of I can't tell if it's a mockumentary. I think it's just a comedy, but it's about sort of the Academy Awards and award shows and things like that. Let's see, and then his last thing he directed, because he again co-wrote and is in Spinal Tap 2, Rob Reiner's last movie that just came out recently, which I haven't seen yet. It's a movie called Mascots, and that's a mockumentary. About it's kind of looks like Best in Show. It's just about the World Mascot Association Championships where they get the awards. And again, you run down the cast list. Jane Lynch, Parker Posey, Christopher Guest, Fred Willard, Ed Begley Jr., Zach Woods, Chris O'Dowd, Bob Balaban, Jennifer Coolidge, John Michael Higgins, Jim Pittick. All the usual cast of characters, essentially.
And a couple of comedic actors like Chris O'Dowd and a couple of people. Ed Begley Jr. is also in Business. He's in Business Show, right? I feel like I saw him, but
unless he popped up just for a second, I wasn't really looking for it. I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Maybe
he has a show called Family Tree. It's a mockumentary TV show that he created with Jim Pittick on HBO. So it's I don't know like what the premise is, but it's a mockumentary kind of TV show with all of his usual people as well. So so still doing stuff, still acting here and there, still directing occasionally, although like I say, he hasn't directed a full movie since 2016. So, but I need to get around to those other ones because if it's as good as this one, man, I need to check it out. A lot of fun.
I would just wish, I love a good. I like mockumentary comedies, man. I think they're cool. I like that style of comedy, So I wouldn't even if Christopher Guest not like directing, if he's someone involved, I wouldn't mind that subgenre making a comeback. I feel like we're in a better place comedy wise, so maybe it could come back because we've had a couple of good comedies recently.
And what's the most high profile one of the last 10 years? So probably what We Do in the Shadows, maybe the Taika Waititi movie. So I mean that might be sort of the most well known one, kind of recently. So I mean, there hasn't been a ton of them. Like Spinal Tap, one of the more kind of famous ones out of that, but we don't get a lot. Borat's kind of a mockumentary, so maybe Borat as well. I'm looking at a mockumentary thing on Wikipedia. I mean, you've got TV shows like The Office, which is like a mockumentary TV show. Stuff like Trailer Park Boys, Reno 911, obviously, very funny. Park is kind of a mockumentary show, so maybe you just switch more to TV because Abbott Elementary is kind of similar to that. So maybe they just switched from movies to TV and just created all these mockumentary TV shows.
Sorry. I think my camera or computer doesn't like it when I move too much. Like, you moved.
But you're back. So just kind of final thoughts on Best in Show and or Catherine O'Hara as well.
I think she'll be Catherine O'Hara sorely missed. She was a great talent. It sucks like I think it was Kara who said like it's eerily creepy that her and John Hurt died at the same age.
71. Mm-hmm.
That's weird. She's a hell of a talent, great. Just great comedic performer. she's great in here and this, great in everything she does because it's a huge presence. And yeah, this show is just really entertaining. It's a breezy 90-minute watch, and yeah, just you have fun with every character here and the dynamic, and yeah, just yeah, and especially when you know it's like improvised, and yeah, and yeah, it is one thing that I'll probably put on my rotation, especially even if it's just like clips here and there. Like I even when you sent the link out, I was just like in my head, I'm like, okay, I'll be there in a second, but I want to find the clip where he's talking about nuts again, and then I'll come. Then I'll come. And so I was listening to because it was so dumb, but made me laugh. But yeah, but yeah, no, I think it'll be on rotation. Yeah, and I want to check out his other stuff now, which is which would be great. So yeah, R.I.P. Catherine Hara, and look, keep saying this. Hopefully, it will be a while before we do another tribute episode.
We always say that, but we never seem to get more than maybe 2 or 3 max before somebody. Yeah,
I know, but you know, I know like there was talk on the group about like James Vanderbeek, rest in peace. But I don't know about you, but I think he's more of a TV guy, and
he's 100% best known for Dawson's Creek. So no, he's not a movie guy. I'm sorry to say. No, R.I.P. James Vanderbeek for sure, but you know. He wasn't a what's the movie we do? Varsity Blues. That's about it, right?
Blues, we were both talking recently. We're not like we're neither.
I'm not a big fan of Varsity Blues. It's okay, but I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, we don't want to be like just watching okay movie to watch it. So so yeah, but you know, like cool. But so yeah, we'll hopefully be back to spinning the wheel. I might do that. I might get Jordan on screen at some point because I know you're going away. So hopefully we'll do that. I'll get him on screen and I'll make a judgment call as to when you spin it. If it's going to be one we're talking about. But yeah, Best in Show, great movie, and it was a hell of fun.
No, 100%. Yeah, it was a great rewatch. Again, I remember pieces of it, but mostly the Fred Ward stuff. And I'd forgotten kind of the character bits of the movie. But yeah, a really fun mockumentary. And it definitely makes me want to go, even just for the Catherine O'Hara and the rest of the cast of it all. I want to go watch Like a Mighty Wind, Mascots, and some of these other movies. I need to go check them out and just see some more of her and some more of this stuff. Because it was very, very funny. I'll definitely be putting this in the rotation a little bit more, especially if it's on Netflix. Like it is now. If it hangs around just on there, I might just pop this on occasionally just to kind of have it on. Very, very funny. If you haven't seen it, you don't even have to be into like dogs or dog shows or any of that. It's just super quirky characters, great improv comedy, just really great comedians doing funny stuff. So the Fred Willard of it is worth it alone. Watch it for when they get to the dog show with Fred Willard. You will laugh your ass off watching it. He's great. Really, really good. This whole movie's excellent. So if you haven't seen it, please check it out or give it a rewatch. I think it'll be well worth your time. Like Richie said, we'll spin the wheel at some point and kind of get back to business, with the wheel and see what we come up with. But for now,
it would be kind of fun if we spun like dodgeball and we could do a parallel between that and the.
For sure. It's probably on the wheel somewhere, so it
would be.
And I just rewatched that recently because Rhonda had never seen it, so showed it to her. That movie's really, really funny. But let's get some plugs and parting words, and we'll go talk some wrestling here in a little bit. So what you got?
Can catch you on Lonely Marks. We'll talk about some of the news coming out of the world of wrestling. A few title changes, so check that out. Check out. I did a What We Love horror match. It should be uploaded soon. Me with Jeremy Potters. And that I believe I will be here soon. I think it's on Monday or Sunday. I'll be on Malcolm's Malcolm's channel talking. Spear from the Past talking. Final TNA Final Resolution.
Oh, he tapped you for that. I know he was trying to get that show done soon. He's been putting me off for a while. Yeah.
I like that period of TNA, so I have no problem doing that.
Yeah, you say what 2009 or something? Yeah, I mean, anything up till about 2010 2010 or 2011, and then it kind of goes off the rails for a little while. So I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Richie froze a little bit, so let me get him back on track here. Otherwise, I will go and get the plugs out of the way. As far as the Movie Hero Network goes,
I'm going.
Yeah, you were frozen.
Sorry, I went on wacky.
No, you're good. As far as the Movie Hero Network goes, we're in the middle of our coming of age YA tournament, so you can go check out some of the parts we've done for that. I won't be here next week for it, but we're going back to our alphabet series, and we're doing kind of a mini championship episode with our top 10 from the letters A through F. Those movies, so there's some banger movies in there, so we'll see what makes kind of the top 10 of that group, and a little mini one there. Other than that, not too much because I'll be on vacation next week, as I said, but we'll try to come back the week after that with another episode of Wheel of Movies. If I can coax Jordan into spinning the wheel while I'm gone, and maybe Richie can let me know we're watching. So sounds good to me. We'll get it done. I'll link a link to the Lonely Marks Wrestling podcast channel in the Movie Hero Network Facebook group, so you can find us over there. We'll be catching up on news. We'll be doing the fantasy scores, and I put together a little tier ranker for tonight of about 35 little things, and no prep required. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. We'll just have a little fun with it when I bring it up. So it's wrestling related. You don't need to do any research for it. We'll just kind of do it on the fly, but it'll be a little fun. So just a little something for tonight, since we didn't have a lot planned, and we'll get that done. So I made one for that. It'll be fun times, and we'll wrap it up there, man. So we'll see what we do next time, but we'll keep you guys posted. We'll tap it out for there tonight. So for Richie Goodacre, I've been Austin Pez Howell, R.I.P. Catherine O'Hara, and this has been Wheel of Movies here on the Movie Hero Network, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.